The war that's broken out between the top three teams. The top three teams in the F1 sport are going at it. At the end of the 2022 season, some serious allegations were made towards Red Bull, and it's due to something that they may have done in the 2021 season, the championship-winning one for Verstappen. If these allegations turn out to be true, then rest assured that the team will be hunted down viciously by the other two teams. On top of that, Red Bull is planning to take legal action against these two teams for, well, all the right reasons to be honest, if you consider all the facts in this situation. The whole situation has reached boiling point, and in this video we're going to see why are these top three teams fighting outside of the track. Prior to us doing that, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and always stay updated when it comes to F1 content. Before we dive deep into the Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull war, let us explain a bit about how the budget cap works, since this whole situation revolves around it. The budget cap was first introduced in 2021, and it was a move by the FIA to bring racing closer. One may ask, how? Well, prior to 2021, the top teams were able to spend as much money as they want, since they had all the support from their sponsors, and they made the sport quite boring. The budget cap's goal is to limit the allowance of the financial spending and let teams that belong in the midfield or backmarker teams to be a bit closer to the points and to the whole racing show. It did help in one way, but the FIA really plans to see results in the future when the budget cap will see some shedding. In 2022, the shed was around $5 million, and in 2023, the FIA plans to shed an additional $5 million to the $135 million. Therefore, the budget cap was $140 million in 2021, it is $135 million for the 2022 season, and it's planned to be $130 million for the 2023 season. So, what is the issue between these teams, and why are they fighting hard over it? Now is the time when teams are applying their financial bills and spendings to the FIA, and the governing body needs to see carefully and thoroughly whether a team has committed a breach of the financial code they have established for the 2021 season. According to Mercedes, Red Bull has caused a massive breach in the financial spendings, and that has been the sole reason why their car has been so competitive compared to theirs. Toto Wolff was the first one to speak about this problem, and how does Red Bull's breach affect his team, as he added, "That is heavyweight offense, that is massively heavyweight. We are using used parts, we are not running what we would want to run, and we are not developing what we could be developing. We have made more than 40 people redundant, so they are deadly missed in our organizations. It was a huge mammoth project to make the cap. I don't know how many tens of millions we had to restructure processes in order to be below the cap, and if someone has been not doing that or pushing the boundaries, every million over the cap spent is a massive disadvantage for us. I find it funny that Christian says Red Bull is below the cap because it's been weeks and months since they are being investigated, so maybe he doesn't speak to his CFO. As a matter of fact, all of us have been investigated diligently. As far as we understand, there is a team in minor breach which is more procedural, and another team that is fundamentally massively over. Another team that is also accused of a possible breach of the budget cap is Aston Martin, but they aren't that relevant to our story, since the outcome of a possible breach from their team won't change anything to the F1 sport. However, if Red Bull is found guilty of this issue, then rest assured that there are some juicy penalties the team could face. The harshest one, and the one that the team probably fears the most, is the championship deduction. There is a possibility that both drivers of the team will see a deduction in points due to the alleged budget cap breach, and that would see Verstappen lose the title in the same controversial manner as he gained it. Other penalties, such as Constructors' Championship deduction of points, freezing all race weekend activities apart from race day, and starting on the back of the grid are also possible. However, suspension of the penalty is also possible, and if Red Bull commits yet another breach like this, then the originally applied penalty will be given to the team. On top of that, Red Bull could see a potential deduction in their budget cap for the 2023 season. This means that apart from the $5 million that is already set to be shed from the 2023 budget cap, Red Bull's financial sources could see an additional reduction. Another side that joined Mercedes in these harsh comments towards Red Bull is Ferrari. The team has constantly talked about the financial spendings of Red Bull during the 2022 season, and if the team is proven to be guilty when it comes to the breach of the 2021 budget cap, rest assured that Ferrari won't settle with the 2022 championship outcome. According to their sporting director, Laurent Mekies, the FIA should do the right thing and set an example out of Red Bull, but only after they find them guilty and prove the extent of the breach. As he added, "It is a very serious matter, and we therefore expect a strict policy and full transparency from the FIA, the body that we trust 100%. If it is true, this will have far-reaching consequences. We take this matter very seriously, and we expect decisive action from the FIA. However, in recent months, the FIA has manifested itself strongly, so we rely completely on the FIA. We want a transparent competition with rules that are the same for everyone. The most important thing now is to determine to what extent the budget cap would have been exceeded and what the consequences would have been for 2021, 2022, and 2023, but whether the cap has been exceeded must be monitored most strictly. The FIA has also come out with a statement saying, "The FIA is currently finalizing the assessment of the 2021 financial data submitted by all Formula One teams. Alleged breaches of the financial regulations, if any, will be dealt with according to the formal process set out in the regulations." The FIA notes significant and unsubstantiated speculation and conjecture in relation to this matter, and reiterates that the assessment is ongoing and due process will be followed without consideration to any external discussion. Rest assured that Red Bull isn't happy when it comes to these allegations, and according to Christian Horner, they are going to take legal action if a withdrawal doesn't happen from the sides that are defaming Red Bull's championship season. On top of that, he is really wondering as to how another side would possibly know about a breach when the team or the FIA itself has no idea about this, since the reports are just reaching out the governing body. Unless there is a clear withdrawal of those statements, we will be taking it incredibly seriously and looking at what the options available to us are. It is absolutely unacceptable to be making comments of the type that were made yesterday that are totally defamatory to the team, to the brands, and even to Formula One. It is a private submission between the team and the FIA. So how on earth can any team know the detail of our submission? How on earth can any team know that a team is in breach or not? We don't even know if we're in breach. We don't even know until next week, until the process has been completed. Perhaps when these accusations are made, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, and we take umbrage and extremely seriously the remarks that have been made. Verstappen also spoke about this matter, saying that he has full trust in his team, that they did everything in a legal way, and that all of the evil mouths just need to shut up, adding, "I know where the speculation comes from, so for me it's okay. What I hear from the team, yes, I'm confident. Of course, then other teams started to talk about it when they have no information, and I find that a bit silly. Just keep your mouth shut." It's evident that Red Bull is on the receiving end of things when it comes to this matter, but it's also evident that the team doesn't plan to just sit back and take all of these defamatory comments regarding the financial spendings in 2021. But the media is also on the side of Mercedes and Ferrari, and according to Auto, Motor und Sport, more precisely Andreas Haupt, who is a renowned F1 journalist, Red Bull have breached the budget cap for well over $10 million, as he added, "Figures are circulating in the paddock that Red Bull could have exceeded $10 million. That would be a capital offense. That amount could employ 100 engineers for $100,000. That would inevitably increase the output of the development department. 10 million. Many teams don't even have that much budget for mid-season upgrades." With that being said, it's up to us to wait and see what will happen next with the Austrian team. What do you think is next for them? Let us know in the comments below.